Every great achievement starts with one tiny habit. It's not talent, genius, or luck that determines your success. It's the small choices you make every day. James Clear, in his best-selling book Atomic Habits, shows us how tiny changes, repeated consistently, can compound into extraordinary results. And the best part? You don't need to be perfect. You just need a system that works, and the patience to stick with it. In this video, I'm going to break down the most powerful lessons from Atomic Habits, explained simply, so you can build habits that transform your life step by step. By the end, you'll know exactly how to stop bad habits, create good ones, and use the power of small actions to achieve massive success. Lesson 1. The 1% Rule. Success is not about making huge leaps. It's about getting 1% better every single day. Clear calls this the 1% rule. Imagine improving just 1% each day. It doesn't sound like much. But after 1 year, that tiny improvement compounds into a 37 times change. Think about it. 1% worse every day leads to collapse. 1% better every day leads to greatness. That's the power of tiny changes. Small habits done consistently beat dramatic transformations that fade fast. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for inspiration. Focus on one tiny improvement today. Lesson 2. Systems, not goals. Most people focus on goals. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to make $100,000. I want to read 50 books. The problem? Goals are temporary. Once you achieve them, you often lose momentum. Clear teaches that you should focus on systems instead. Systems are the daily routines, the repeated actions, the processes that make you successful. Want to get fit? Build the habit of working out every day. Want to write a book? Build the habit of writing 500 words every morning. Goals are the result. Systems are the path. Focus on the path, and the results will follow. Lesson 3. Identity-based habits. Here's a secret most people ignore. Your habits are a reflection of your identity. If you say, I want to run a marathon, you might succeed temporarily. But if you say, I am a runner, your actions start to align naturally with that identity. Clear calls this identity-based habits. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. Want to be healthy? Become the type of person who eats vegetables and moves every day. Want to be productive? Become the type of person who works with focus and discipline. Your habits are the evidence of your identity. And the more you act like the person you want to be, the more real it becomes. Lesson 4. Make it obvious. One of the biggest obstacles to forming habits is that we often forget to do them. Clear solution? Make your habits obvious. If you want to floss, leave your floss right on your bathroom counter. If you want to read, put the book on your pillow. If you want to drink more water, keep a bottle on your desk. By making good habits visible and unavoidable, you drastically increase the chance that you'll actually do them. Environment is a powerful tool. Shape it, and your habits follow. Lesson 5. Make it attractive. Humans are wired to repeat actions that feel good. So Clear suggests, make your habits attractive. Pair them with something you enjoy. Want to exercise? Listen to your favorite podcast only while working out. Want to eat healthy? Prepare meals you actually look forward to eating. When a habit is attractive, your brain looks forward to it. And sticking to it becomes much easier. Remember, habits are a game of desire, not willpower. Lesson 6. Make it easy. The more friction there is, the less likely you are to do a habit. Want to start meditating? Keep a 2-minute practice. Want to read? Start with 5 pages per day. Want to journal? Just write 1 sentence. Clear says, reduce the steps between you and your good habits and increase the steps between you and your bad habits. It's simple math. The easier the action, the more likely you are to repeat it. Lesson 7. Make it satisfying. We repeat behaviors that are immediately satisfying. Want to save money? Use a visual tracker to see your savings grow. Want to exercise? Celebrate completing your workout. Even if it's small. Rewards create a feedback loop that makes habits stick. Good habits feel good. Bad habits feel bad. Create instant gratification for the actions you want and remove it from the actions you don't. Lesson 8. The plateau of latent potential. Here's a truth that discourages so many people. Habits often feel pointless at first. You might work out for weeks and see no change. You might study consistently and still struggle with results. Clear calls this the plateau of latent potential. Your brain and body need time to adapt. Results don't show immediately, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. The key is consistency. Small actions compound silently until they suddenly create massive breakthroughs. Success is rarely dramatic. It's usually the sum of tiny improvements that nobody notices until it becomes obvious. Lesson 9. Break bad habits. Bad habits are the mirror of good ones. To break them, you do the opposite of the 4 laws. Make it invisible. Remove triggers. Make it unattractive. Highlight the negative consequences. Make it difficult. Add friction. Make it unsatisfying. Don't reward the bad behavior. Clear emphasizes, don't just rely on willpower. Design your environment to make bad habits hard and good habits easy. Your environment is your invisible coach. Make it work for you. Lesson 10. Focus on systems, not perfection. No one is perfect. You will miss days. You will slip. But atomic habits aren't about perfection. They're about getting back on track consistently. James Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Focus on building a system that allows you to keep going, even when motivation fades. Small, consistent actions win over massive bursts of effort followed by burnout. Lesson 11. Habits compound like money. One of the most powerful ideas in Atomic Habits is that habits compound. Just like money grows with interest over time, habits grow with consistency. Reading 10 pages a day seems small, but in a year, that's 3,650 pages. Saving $5 a day seems tiny, but in 10 years, that's $18,250. Small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary results. And the opposite is also true. Bad habits compound against you. That's why small negative actions repeated daily can ruin your life. Lesson 12. Identity change beats behavior change. The most powerful way to create lasting habits is to change your identity, not your behavior. Instead of saying, I want to exercise, say, I am a healthy person. Instead of saying, I want to stop smoking, say, I am a non-smoker. When your habits are aligned with your identity, they become automatic, because the brain doesn't resist actions that feel like part of who you are. Lesson 13. The Goldilocks Rule. Humans perform best when challenges are just right, not too easy, not too hard. Clear calls this the Goldilocks Rule. If a habit is too easy, you get bored. If it's too hard, you get frustrated. The ideal habit is challenging enough to engage you, but achievable enough to motivate you. This principle applies to everything: learning, fitness, work, creativity. Lesson 14. Never underestimate small habits. Finally, Clear reminds us, it's the tiny things that create the biggest impact. Brushing your teeth, drinking water, reading 10 minutes a day. These small habits define your future. Most people ignore them because they seem insignificant. But atomic habits are invisible power, the small hinges that swing big doors. How to apply atomic habits in your life. Here's your step-by-step plan. Start small. One tiny habit at a time. Focus on identity. Become the person who naturally does the habit. Make it obvious. Trigger your habit with visual cues. Make it attractive. Pair it with something enjoyable. Make it easy. Reduce friction and start small. Make it satisfying. Reward yourself immediately. Track your progress. See small wins compound over time. Remove bad habits. Make them invisible, unattractive, hard, and unsatisfying. Stay consistent. Embrace the plateau of latent potential. Remember, 1% better every day is more powerful than one big leap. Final message. Tiny habits create massive change. Atomic Habits teaches one ultimate truth. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Small changes, repeated consistently, compound silently until they produce extraordinary results. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for inspiration. Start with tiny actions today, because habits are the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. Start small. Stay consistent. Focus on systems, and watch your life transform, one atomic habit at a time. The future isn't built in leaps. It's built in tiny steps, repeated every single day.